This goes way back to the mid-70s. Before the internet, there was very little way for people who were interested in science fiction and fantasy to actually get together. Because otherwise, their science fiction and fantasy were very much outside the mainstream back then, and so most people felt kind of isolated. They were fans. Now, science fiction and fantasy are very much mainstream if you look at the movies and TV and that sort of thing. So, and with the internet, there's a lot easier to connect. But this is a nice way for actually people to get a chance to meet some of their favorite authors, see some of the originals of some of the artwork from the covers of books, and you know, that sort of thing.
They asked if I'd like to come up, and I had never been to a Southwestern convention before, and I thought it sounded like a lot of fun. And my favorite conventions are the smaller conventions, under 500, because you get a chance to talk with the people who come in. So it's not like I just did Comic-Con. There's 130,000 people, and I don't get a lot of chance to talk with individual fans who come up for it. Or something like this, I might get a chance to sit down for an hour or two and chat with readers, and that's really fun for me.
You're welcome.
What advice would you give to upcoming writers?
Read a lot. Read outside your favorite genres, so you can tell what makes one genre one way and another genre another. So if you want to write science fiction or you want to write fantasy, then go out and read some mystery and some romance. If you want to write, you know, whatever you want to write, broaden your scope. Write a lot. Write a lot. Don't be afraid to be bad. I mean, that's what revision, that's what editing is for. Go play with your imaginary friends and see what happens.
I've been attending Tus-Con since 1981. That's also when I started collecting my first buttons on the freebie table that were handed out for the various movies. And since then, they originally went onto a black vest that I would put on and off, but then I outgrew the vest, so I went to the trench coat and keep adding parts to the coat as I get more buttons. They're mostly movie buttons that I received free at various cons, and also sayings that I like were made into buttons. So out of the coat also has other little things, but all movie related items that I was getting. I know in weight it's 45 pounds. It's one of many hobbies I have. It's fun to bring it out. People like looking at it. Every so often I put the coat on them just so they can feel how heavy it is. One of the jokes around here is I can't creep up on anyone while I'm wearing it because it jingles so much. It also shows that, you know, the diversity of science fiction in the single space, because you have horror, you have fantasy, you have science fiction. And people sit there and it's a conversation starter. They go, oh, I saw this movie and I loved it, or I saw that, or they laugh at some of the comments on the buttons. It's just a bit of fun all around.
What's your most favorite?
That would be hard to say. I got so many that I like. When I was gaming, first starting as in gaming, I have a button that says, "Eat death, you gravy-sucking pig." And I would put that on just when I started, you know, I was going to do something nasty. But a friend of mine, I actually willed one of the buttons. It's in my will. She gets one of them. And it's the Klingons stomping on the treble, saying they make such a nice down sound when you step on them. And she wanted it so much that when I die, she gets it.